Welcome to the Friends and Rivals podcast.
The Chicago look, there's a penis in the castle.
You
What?
stink.
Let's talk Devils and Islanders, let's talk Penguins and Rangers, but let's not talk about Flyers, cause they're a bunch of fucks, which no one can deny.
Episode 124 of the Friends and Rivals podcast coming at you live and hot. I'm one of your hosts, Tom Harkness. Joining me each week are
Stephen Wojtowicz.
I apologize for my behavior last week. This is Bill Fougere.
I don't apologize for my behavior. This is Nick. Fuck the Jets, Larita.
Fuck the Jets.
Oh, fuck the Jets. Steven, thank
Yeah?
you. Thank you
You're
for carrying
welcome,
my
buddy.
energy this week.
Just trying to keep the
well
level
done.
up. Just trying to
Now
keep
the
the energy
fucking-
level up.
Fougere brought us all fucking down.
Yeah, well,
Really fucking
Yeah.
great.
because he's sober, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't
Ah,
help.
Sober Bill. All right. So last night, Rick Tocchet and the Vancouver Canucks lost 10-0 in a preseason opener. He said he felt like whoever the ridiculous coach is for the Broncos is 10-0 equivalent to 70 to whatever the score was.
preseason? 10-0?
Yeah, I listen, I get it. Preseason 10-0. Yeah, but if it was regular, if it were the regular season, would 10-0 be equivalent to 70?
It would be exactly equivalent
Yeah, I would
if
say
they
so.
scored 7 touchdowns to get to 70,
No,
and
10.
they scored 7 goals.
I gotta check the math. 10 touchdowns.
Thank you.
So losing by 10 goals is worse than losing 70 to whatever it was.
Correct.
Ooh. So each goal counts for each touchdown.
Sure.
I feel
Why not?
like- I feel like it's a lot harder to score a touchdown in the NFL than it is to score a goal in the NHL. We've seen way more games with 10 goals than we have 70 points in the NFL because it's only like, I think it's like the third time in,
Now, you only
in NFL history.
one team scoring 10 goals?
Yeah, I don't think that happens very often.
That doesn't happen that often. I bet you it happens once a season if it happens.
Touchdowns are harder to score than goals in the NHL comes from a Jets fan. That's for sure. That's a Jets fan talking right there. They're goddamn near impossible.
That's the opposite.
I mean, Zach Wilson was he was not very good.
No, so he got the benefit of the doubt the week before against Dallas.
Wow.
When everybody was like, it was the offensive line, he didn't have any time.
Yeah.
And then he showed yesterday that no, it was him.
Wow. And Bill,
right.
you purposely went to the game in the rain. Is that correct?
The tickets were so dirt cheap because, the Zach Wilson instead of Aaron Rodgers, the rainstorm that was going to be all day. Yeah.
How much did you buy your tickets for?
Oh, I still was ripped off. It was like 25 each.
Yeah, no, I would never.
You paid more for parking than you did to see the game.
It's true. But the parking was more fun, though.
I believe it was.
All right. Well, the worst loss in NHL history, 15-0, 1944 Detroit over the New York Rangers, which their team must have been all in the war at that point.
Yeah.
But there's the top 13, 14, 15 games where shutouts are all 11-0 and up.
Yeah, but you're talking about the top 15 games. I bet you if you looked up the top scoring NFL games, you're going to see a lot of 60, 70 point games.
No, there's not.
There's only two in the NFL for 70.
For
I don't
70?
know about 60.
Yeah. That's so. Okay, let's see. Highest scoring NFL games. Let's see if it'll show because a lot of times they do the combined score, which is so dumb. I was looking this up the other day by a single team. It was the record was 72. Miami decided not to kick a field goal at the end of the game. They just kneeled it.
They didn't want to run it up.
It's classy. Real classy.
They decided to stop there, right?
That would that have made the Dolphins cover the spread?
That would, yeah, no. No, they would have kicked it if that was the case.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's like, let's see, the most points, like 72 points by Washington, 70. I think it's like the second time it's happened, third time it's happened. I think 70 was also against Los Angeles in 1950. Dude, there hasn't been a game that's even this high. No one's put that many points on the board since it looks like 2011 when New Orleans put 62 in a
Jesus.
game.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. It's pretty crazy.
So 10-0 is worse, is a worse defeat.
Well, I don't know. I think
I
the
don't think so.
70 to whatever is a worse defeat because that would equate to what, 15 goals?
Oh, you're
it's
saying
like-
because of the
Dude.
rarity of it happening?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
thinking-
there's more NHL games than there are NFL games, obviously, but I mean, it's like record setting. And this is talking about a preseason where people aren't even playing as hard as probably should be compared to
Right.
being blown out on national television on a 1 p.m. game. Not just the third week of the season. I mean, holy shit. They just shit the bed horrendously.
Thank God they didn't. Thank God the Giants don't play them for another 2 weeks.
Hey, just wait. Next week will be the third ever NFL 70-point game
Because the Chiefs are playing the Jets.
because the Chiefs are playing the Jets.
When do the Dolphins play the Jets? That's the more important. Well, listen, the Dolphins got to play the Giants first, and that's going to be that's going to be horrific. That's in 2 weeks. October 8th.
Every
Mark your
Every
calendar.
NFL team's going to want a nerd as a head coach now. Miami's taking off.
Yeah. The new trend is going to be speed. Everyone's going to draft the fastest guys because the top they have this dumb. I don't like this stat really. I think it's kind of overrated. It's like top speed of players during the game.
Oh yeah,
And
Tariq Hill was that what 22 miles an hour?
The top 6 guys this season have all been Miami Dolphins, and it's like 3 guys, but like nevertheless, it's like they're all over 22 miles an hour they've reached. It's like, yeah, because they just beat everybody and then they're wow, gone. But anyway, that'll be the new trend. Watch it. Yeah, nerds and speed. That'll be every team doing the same thing. Get ready.
I'm writing that down. Nerds and speed. Got it. Nerds on speed or just
Both.
people who are fast?
Fast.
I got you. Okay. Are we past the point now in the NHL or in any professional fucking sports where they're not going to tell you what the injuries are? They're just going to say upper, lower body. Are we just fucking past this already? This is so fucking dumb. I personally fucking hate this.
I mean, I'm in Luland, so we get the most vague shit ever.
You're lucky if you get that.
Yeah.
And the coach come in and listen, Gallant was lied out of his teeth for the past 2 years as a Ranger head coach. He would say day to day and players would be out for 6 months. But I mean, just tell us what the fucking problem is. I mean, some players you can guess what it is, right? But the majority of the guys, when they just say upper body, you don't know if it's the shoulder or the arm. And I get that's done on purpose because you don't want the guy coming back and then those people going after those particular spots. But if it's an upper body, you're going to get fucking hit regardless.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, I mean, sure, lower body. Oh, what leg is it? Just take start whacking at one of them. You know, I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. It's just dumb. It's like the holding the play sheet over your mouth when you're talking, like other side's gonna know what you're saying and interpret exactly what you're like. It doesn't matter.
They
It's
hire
all
lip
bullshit.
readers, Nick.
Well, here's a silly question.
Yeah.
Why do you need to know?
Because I would like to know.
What you would like to know. You
I
don't
would
need
like to know. Everybody would like to know. Like
Why?
Zibanejad got hurt yesterday, right?
Why
In
would you like
preseason.
to know?
And it was his arm, and they said it was day to day.
Okay.
I want to know if it's broken or if it's just a bruise.
If it's broken,
or
he's not day
whatever.
to day.
Well, that's what the Isles did
Sure?
last year. With like
Yeah, you
Walsh
can't
or
you can't come
others.
back in 3 days from a broken arm.
Understood.
But I think the point you're making, Tom, is that like, it's like day to day, and all of a sudden, oh, he's out 3 months. And you're like, what happened? Because they don't want to tell you until they have to finally be like, oh, he's getting surgery now.
Didn't that happen to somebody last year?
Well,
It
one of
happens
our
to the
Isles
Mets every
division.
year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it happens on the Penguins too. I mean, like
Yeah,
and
feels
and
like
so and that's the thing. Like, it's not so much that I give a fuck what the actual injury is. I want to know the return date within a reasonable plus minus. If you want to say it's an upper body injury and not be more specific, fine. But like, I remember growing up watching sports. Somebody would get hurt. Like 2 days later, they'll be like, "He's going to be back in 3 to 4 weeks," and he'd be back in 3 to 4 weeks, whoever the hell it was. But now, they should have an idea of when somebody's coming back pretty quickly, but they don't give you that. They just let it drag out indefinitely, and that bothers me more than knowing what the actual injury is.
I agree. God damn it. But is hockey the only sport that does this?
No.
I think the other sports are doing it too. Yeah,
Yeah, but
keep it
at least in the NFL, I mean, I guess the injuries are a little different, right? With the MCLs and ACLs.
Listen,
and
they're
like
NFL. They're telling us like before the game's over in some cases.
yeah, concussion protocol or separated shoulder or something stupid like
Yeah.
that.
And I feel like it's because it's mandated, not because they're choosing to do it. I think there's something where they have to report specifics because of the betting.
Yeah, the gambling part of the NFL is so much more important that like you got to know, like, leading up to that week's game, the guy's probable, he's out. They've got like deadlines and they got to report that accurately.
So until the league mandates, they have to be more open and forthcoming and accurate with the information they give. They're not going to.
Yeah, I think the only thing that the NHL does say is what during concussion protocol or something like that.
Right.
Yeah,
they should send out reports to the fans that only the fans can decode. That way the opposing team doesn't know the real information.
Why wouldn't they just ask the fans?
Huh?
Why wouldn't they just ask the fans then?
Who, the opposing team?
Keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Fans will keep it a secret.
They can go on Twitter and find out pretty quick. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of it. Trust me. I've seen it. I've seen the information on the Twitterverse.
I thought it was the Twix.
Oh shit! Is the Twix the X?
Yeah, I
Whatever
think
the fuck it is now.
I really think
Twix.
that's what we should start calling it
Twix.
on Twitch.
I like it.
Yeah,
It's gonna make me want Twix now.
it doesn't matter.
Starving. We got any Twix in here?
Make you want Twix. Do you exist not wanting Twix at any point? Like every moment of every day, I want a Twix.
It is a top 5.
You like the peanut butter or just standard issue Twix?
Oh, all of them. I think my favorite's actually the cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Wow.
They can't go wrong.
But
It's like
they're all
Milky
good.
Way. You
Yeah,
can't go
they're all
wrong with the caramel Milky Way, the regular Milky Way. You can't go wrong.
Are we doing our list right now?
Oh, we did the candy.
I think we're just plotting out my breakfast for the rest of the week.
Oh my god. Jeez.
I had a pumpernickel bagel this morning, but I digress.
From where?
Bagel pantry in Metuchen.
Ooh, okay.
Bagel pantry.
Yeah.
Ooh, bagel pantry. Are you good?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I'll
Not
be
the
the
best,
judge
but
of that.
But they're pretty good. Vegetable cream cheese. But go
How
on.
are their pumpernickel bagels?
It's a good pumpernickel bagel.
Thought somebody fucking.
They're a fucking ghost? What are you doing?
I don't know. I thought somebody ran into the door.
No.
Maybe not.
Just
All
ran
right,
into it.
let's go take a ride in the metro. Sponsored by Rich Wholesome, Nestle Quick. Hello, boys and girls. Do you hate the taste of regular milk and need energy? Try Nestle Quick. One sip and you can feel the energy in your muscles. Nestle Quick, now available in chocolate and strawberry.
They say the real men drink pink. Then I'm a real man for sure. But if you like the brown, I still love you for who you are. Because it's time for acceptance of everyone, all preference. We're all quick on the inside anyway. Nestle Quick, it does the trick.
So the Rangers had their first exhibition game up in Boston yesterday, and they picked up the season just where they left it off with a shutout against.
Oh,
So,
that's right.
listen, it's never too early to run into a hot goaltender who's going to rob you at every chance he gets. Doesn't help that they hit a bunch of posts, but listen, it's the preseason. It was the AHL and junior players, but there was a lot of guys that stood out in that game that you like to see. Zach Jones really took charge of the power play and moving the puck on the offensive side. Will Cooley was a force. I guess the one negative you can say was probably Lafreniere didn't stand out as much as maybe he should. He was getting top line minutes. He was getting the power play time. He was getting penalty kill time. But you can't really. But what can you say for a fucking team's first preseason game? You can't really badmouth anybody as of yet. That'll come when we're at least a month into the season. But as we said earlier, Zibanejad did get hurt in practice. He was back today with a non-contact jersey on. They play the Icelanders tomorrow night, and that's when we'll probably see a little bit more of the regular guys, which, Nick, I would assume that we'll see a lot of the non-regular guys for the Icelanders tomorrow night, especially since it's a quote-unquote road game. So that should be a lot of fun. And the Penguins played two.
Doubleheader.
When did they start playing the split squads? Did
They
always do that?
They did that the last couple of years. They have, and it's always, I believe, it's always been with Columbus. They being the team in the closest proximity. So they had a home game and a road game yesterday with Columbus, and they went to overtime in both of them. They won the home game in a shootout. Radim Zohorna was the standout player. Not just saying that because he's obviously my favorite player, and I love saying his name on the podcast. But he's had a strong camp and had a real strong game for that home game for the Penguins in that win. And the standout player in the road game was Sam Poulin, who is. I keep reading he's making a strong case for himself to make the team. He's not going to. He's not going to make the team out of camp, but they keep saying that he looks good enough to make the team if there was really a spot for him. So unless injuries or things happen between now and then, he's not going to make the opening roster. But good chance that we could see him up this season. Now the interesting thing about the game in Columbus was that they did get overtime in that game, lost 4-3, but in both of the games the Penguins had 0 NHL players pretty much. Very limited experience, a lot of rookies and everything, none of their key guys. Columbus for their home game had Johnny Hockey and Kent Johnson and Fantilli played, and Bruce Jenner played. All those guys played. Elvis Merzlikison, the goalie.
Just Merzlikis. That was it.
Yeah,
there's no sun on the end of it there, Bill.
So all those, so they had a much stronger roster, much more NHL ready roster in that game. The Penguins hung with them, so both games were kind of encouraging. And that's really about it for first day of preseason games.
Yeah, there's really not much been going on the first week of training camp, as there typically isn't. Maybe your first game, but Nick, the Icelanders' first game is tomorrow night.
That is correct, against the Rangers. I don't know who's going to be in that game. I get a feeling it'll be a bit of a mix of players, but we'll see. Usually they kind of do the split squad stuff a little bit. Squad A, squad B. They were doing a little bit of that today in the scrimmage, home. But it's been a kind of just early game preseason. Nothing too crazy. Palmieri somehow banged himself up before camp started, so he's got some mystery injury as we were just kind of going through, day to day. Who knows? But they're keeping him out. Romanov is 100% after surgery from last over the summer. Says apparently he's he said it sucked doing his whole rehab, but they kept him out a little bit as well because just precautionary. They're kind of giving him the kid gloves, I guess, for right now, which whatever. I guess I will see if he plays any preseason games. I guess he will. maybe not the first couple. Wallstrom's coming in post-surgery, looks fine. He feels 100%. And he's coming in with an effed attitude, as he put it in the headlines. Isaiah George turning some heads. He's a 2022, I want to say fifth round pick. He's a defenseman. They put him up with Pulak a little bit, and then I guess he was looking pretty good, and they made some maybe a gem in the maybe in a couple years. He's not a guy that's going to make the squad this year. He's real young. Defense would take time, but yeah, hey, it's nice to hear that somebody looks good in camp, and they were unexpectedly so he might get a couple looks in preseason game tomorrow. Hopefully, that'll be nice to see. And then lastly, Isles beat writer on the Athletic. He's gone.
Who?
And Kurtz.
Oh.
He
I thought it
is
was
now
who's the other guy? Andrew Gross. That's what
Gross. Yeah, he's Newsday. He's
Okay.
the only good, right? Yeah. Kurtz was universally felt like the most nonchalant beat writer we've had, and felt like he didn't want to be here. And guess what? He wants to be where he's from. Guess where that is?
Columbus,
Nope, not on this podcast.
New Jersey.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, where
Fucking
his
fuck the
idiot.
roots
Flyers.
are.
The Flyers.
Fuck
What a
that guy.
dumbass.
He already started reporting on them like today. He announced he was out, he was gone, and he's like, "I'm back with the Flyers, yay!" And he started
How did
reporting
he-
immediately.
He's with the Flyers with the Athletic? With the Athletic, I mean, or
With the Atlantic, yeah, with the Athletic. There's no Isles beat writer yet for the Athletic. They're hiring somebody. It's not going to be Staples. He's obviously
Yeah,
went
Staple
from the Isles
was-
to the Rangers.
He split squad last year, right? Didn't he split?
No, he just did the Rangers, I believe.
Or he did it.
didn't-
He was with the Islanders a year before then.
Yeah, 2 years ago when Kurtz came. He's been here for 2 years. So Staple, he's not going to do split. He can't. I guess he could, but he's not going to. He knows the Isles better than.
must
than
be
anyone
nice.
else
The
there, but-
Devils haven't had one for the Athletic in about 2 years.
Really? They haven't had
Yeah.
anybody?
Nah.
Who the fuck wants to watch that team anyway?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Me?
They can't. They're giving away it's $1 a month every year now. So if you catch the thing, it's
Oh
cheap
no,
as
that's
shit.
just
I
a
don't know.
promo price.
Yeah, I just come in once a year and do that. Anyway, so that's the Isles. Nothing really to report, to be honest. Just very
Really
minimal
not.
shit. Not much. It's been a Lou camp. Very little shit. I guess we'll find out how the team is, when we get to first couple games. But all I expect is Barzal and Horvat to probably do some, switching around, or Barzal playing on different lines. He might not even play. They're playing him with Horvat a lot right now. They're trying to develop that chemistry or forcing it down their throats. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So.
But it's not just the Isles though. I think it's every team is like that. Where this first week has been really blasé. I mean, unless something catastrophic happens to one of your players, I mean, it's gonna be blasé. So, have the Devils been blasé?
No, they've been anything but blasé.
Why?
6-0 win, 4-2 win. So combined, Bill, check my math. That's 10-2 across the two split squad games.
Good math. Congrats.
However, stop me if you've heard this one before. The veteran
Stop.
goalie that the Devils brought in to be a solid depth backup has been injured.
Oh, Jesus.
Apparently, he got run into today, and somebody on the Canadians fell on Kincaid's back, and he left the game.
Well, Kincaid was not really brought in to be your backup.
Well, he's
He's like your emergency number 4.
no, if Schmidt can't go, he would be the guy. I bet that gets the call.
He's 3 in line.
I would bet, just based on experience. They don't know the guy they got from Toronto, Calgren, who actually came in to finish the shutout in New Jersey. I just think they don't know well enough yet. So I don't know if they have the faith in him to give him the third lineup, let's say, the third on the depth chart. But it was nice to see Holtz get on the board. Jack had 3 points up in Montreal, so things are trending in the right direction for this team. Then again, they have gotten off to the hot start in training camp in preseason games before, and then fallen flat on their face once the regular season starts.
Can't wait for that to happen.
I'm sure you can.
But see, it's been blasé. It's blasé.
It's only been 3 days.
Right, exactly. So there's nothing like major fucking anything going on right now with anybody. Unless you're fucking Columbus and hiring assistant coaches like Mark Recchi to ensure that the power play runs well.
Good luck, bro.
God,
shit.
All right, but this is why we have a top 5 list.
Okay.
Yay!
The top 5 again. I just can't wait to do the top 5 again. The life I love is making top 5s with my friends. And I can't wait to do the top 5 again.
We could just have a 45-minute show and not do this.
Of just on our top 5, I agree.
No.
So tonight's top 5 list is top 5 guys you want to see lose, guys you hate, guys you think are assholes. I don't care. If you want to see them lose, they better be on your list. Who wants to go first? All right, I'll go first.
You go first. Tom will go first.
I'll go first. I never go first in these things.
Good for you.
All right,
You don't win a fucking prize.
What's that?
You don't win a prize by going first. Just
I don't.
so you know.
I'm going to start out by giving you a few.
Okay.
Phew.
A few.
Strap yourselves in.
A few of how many?
21.
21. If you're keeping score at home,
Jesus
that's
Christ, man.
21 honorable mentions.
No, there was 21
top
total
5.
people on there minus the 5.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, only 16 out of
Oh,
Right.
all right. Well,
This is much more reasonable.
that's fair then.
All right. So we have Deshaun Jackson. Fucking hate that guy. Mike Milbury, Lindy Ruff, Bruce Driver, Peter Nedved, Ilya Kovalchuk, Ron Hextall, David Ortiz, Daryl Moose Johnson, fucking jerk off. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Daniel Briere, Brad Marchand, Tom fucking Wilson, Kyle fucking Connors, Jalen Hurts, Jose Altuve, and Alex Burrow. You'd all suck my ass.
I think that was like 18.
That was this.
He started thinking of more as he was going.
No, that's my. I'll share my list. I can share it right now if you
That's
want.
okay. I trust you.
All right, my number 5 was actually, the 2 hockey players on my list actually played for the Rangers.
Oh, Jesus.
My number 5 is Eric Lindros.
Really?
Fucking hated him when he was a Flyer. Hated him more when he was a Ranger.
All right.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
So I'll go first.
How about
My
second? How about you go
honorable
second?
mention-
Can you go second?
I'll go second. I'm sorry. I'll go second. My honorable mention is Shaquille O'Neal
Ooh, really?
and anyone else who doesn't wear Nikes.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
Right.
You got a
Specifically
lot of
Shaquille
honorable
O'Neal,
mentions.
because before he played in his first pro game and he was doing the tour of shoe companies to see who he was going to sign with, he showed up at his meeting with Nike in head-to-toe Reebok gear, which is just a douchebag move. My number 5 is also Eric Lindros.
Whoa!
Oh, all right. Fuck the
Because
Flyers.
fuck that guy.
Fuck the Flyers and fuck
Yeah.
Eric Lindros.
Fuck that guy dictating what team he was going to play for, or more specifically, not play for. Fuck him for never winning a fucking cup. And fuck him for just being a fucking concussion waiting to happen.
You know what? Fuck Brett Lindros too.
Yeah, while we're at it,
The whole Lindros and his dad for being his fucking agent.
Oh, especially his dad.
Good Lord in heaven.
All right. I'll go first.
I want a hat.
So-
I want a fucking
You
all
go.
4 of us is Eric
Nick
Lindros.
goes first.
All right.
Nick's going.
So my honorable mention is the only actual hockey player on my list. Also, a guy I hate, and there's very few, and I thought about this hard. I was like, aside from like Dale Hunter, who is too far gone. It's too far gone. So Matt Cook, I hate that guy. He's a piece of shit. And I know he's retired now, but you know what? That guy, absolute douchebag. Nothing else on every time he's on the ice, I want to see that guy get his shit kicked out of him. And I don't really want to see that usually, but that guy, it's like the embodiment of like, one of those things where you're like, I just want to see that guy lose every time. He's my honorable mention.
This is what this list's about, Nick.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
job.
Yeah, man. I had to really think about it because it was like it's really hard for me to think about it, but this really all came out. So number 5 might be on this list from you guys. Mr. Bill Belichick.
Oh,
Oh, I was really hoping you say Bill Boucher, and you named all of us. That would have been amazing.
I can't do
Bill
that now. It's too
Belichick.
late.
Yeah.
But Bill Belichick, doesn't have to say too much here, but he's a piece of shit. He's a good coach, but
Peter.
he always will try to find every angle and just is a douche nozzle, is a human being. I don't care if he likes lacrosse and he supports it. He's also a piece of shit. So
Douche
back to you,
nozzle.
Tom.
Douche
Okay,
nozzle.
I'll go first.
2 Z's and nozzle, right? Whoa, I like that.
I had some honorable mentions, but I'm going to add some honorable mentions based on the list, based on some of the guys you said already. Because Eric Lindros is a very good point. Really fucked over Quebec hockey, which sucks. And Tom Wilson, I probably should have had him on my list.
How did you not?
So gotta have those guys as some honorable mentions. My honorable mention also was Nazem Kadri and Kelly Connor. So common one with Tom over there too, the Connor boy. All right, so
I love the
5,
hate for Connor going on. I love the hate.
He fucked me so hard in fantasy hockey that one time.
Scumbag.
My number 5 is Jordan Binnington, Blues goaltender.
We know how much you love him. All right. My number four is old bloody sock himself, Kurt Schilling. I fucking hate Kurt Schilling.
fucking son of a bitch. Did you read my list?
Why is he your number 4?
My number 4
Wow.
is old bloody sock.
Oh,
Kurt
no
Schilling.
shit.
Well, why do you hate Kurt Schilling so much?
Because he pitched for the Phillies too, and fuck him.
Yeah. And he pitched for the Diamondbacks, so fuck him too.
I mean, definitely fuck him. I don't like him.
All right. My number 4 is one of those guys I never understood as anybody could like this guy. I felt he was a giant prima donna and one of the most overrated players was his generation. Carmelo Anthony. That guy is so overrated. Only if people call him like this great scorer, but he led the league one time in the scoring
home.
ever.
I'm coming home.
He was a giant douche in New York. He publicly, made a big stink when he wasn't the focal point during the only good time of the Knicks for like this 2-3 week span of Jeremy Lin going crazy. He made a big baby thing about it, and he made it all by himself. And then guess what? He only got to the 3rd round, I think, twice in his whole career. He never won anything except for when he was on a stacked team in the Olympics. It's the only time he won anything was with gold medals with a fully stacked team of NBA,
He
the best players in the
NCAA
world.
Title too.
Wow, Nick really
Who gives
hates
a
Carmelo
shit?
Anthony. Holy
He
Yeah.
sucks.
fuck.
I hate that guy.
I
hate
love
Carmelo
this
Anthony.
list because it brings up the hate in everybody. I love it.
He doesn't dislike him.
Oh,
he
no, yeah.
hates him.
Every person on this
God.
list, I fucking actually am like, I hope he
love
loses
this list
every time. All
Billy,
right.
number 4.
My number 4, I'm going to get controversial now. I'm going to go with Alex Ovechkin.
Ooh,
really?
Fucking hero worship that he gets from United States fans while everybody shits on Sidney Crosby. Drives me up a fucking wall. So that's really the reason why. It's just like everybody's just so in love with Ovechkin. He's the actual crybaby. He's the one who, like, after getting his ass kicked in the game 7 one time, like, it was a complete blowout, I think, to the Rangers, literally, like, blamed the referees in the press conference afterward. But he gets a fucking pass for all of his behavior, and everybody just rides Crosby and drives nuts. So, fuck Alex Ovechkin.
Wow. Fuck Alex Ovechkin. Oof.
All right.
My number 3, if you have been paying attention to this podcast, which I know you all have, it would be obvious who my number 3 is, and that is Tom Pody.
Fucking nerd.
He is the only person I've ever called the C word at a game.
Yeah.
Only player, not like somebody else.
For your home
crowd,
team,
right?
yeah.
No, and he was playing for my team.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Tom Pody.
Fair.
Tom
My
Pody.
number 3
Stop it. If it's Tom Pody, I'm leaving.
is not Tom Pody.
Oh man.
No way. That'd be too
It is
much.
not. It's actually a football player, quarterback, San Francisco 49ers, Steve Young.
Really?
Talk about
thought it was gonna be the other guy.
nerds.
Wow.
Makes
Steve Young.
makes a career out of just falling into a team that was already built to be a championship team and rise it for all he can.
Wow.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Steve Young.
Fuck him.
I get it.
Fuck
I
him.
hate him for being a Mormon, but
Yeah. All right. My number 3, the only baseball player I could put on this list, the embodiment of a piece of shit, little son of a bitch, Jose Altuve.
ugh,
I hate that fucking guy. 5'6"
yeah.
little nothing douche nozzle sits down
Fucking
in the
cheater.
fucking box.
Don't rip my shirt. Don't rip my
Yeah.
shirt.
Can't no one can pitch to him because he ducks down like he's 2'3". I don't know. I hate that guy. I know he's good. It doesn't fucking matter if he's won championships. I hate that guy. I can't. I don't even like baseball, and I hate that guy. He just is such a piece of
Beautiful.
shit looking guy. I'll punch
Nick's
him
hate
so bad.
just fuels
Hate that
this
guy.
podcast. You have no idea how much your hatred is
God.
fueling this podcast. Unbelievable. I need
We're all turning to the
hate
dark side.
Nick every week. Oh my god, it's the best.
Yeah, that reminds me. Honorable mention to all the 2017 Astros. Everybody involved in that fucking
Fuck
team.
those guys. Cheating fucks.
Yeah. So my number, we're not number 3, right? My number 3 is the guy that I thought me and Nick would have in common. My number 3 is Dale Hunter.
Oh,
Dirty, hateable piece of shit. Yeah. Hits
I thought it was too
Turgeon
easy.
23 minutes after the fucking goal was scored.
my
Yeah.
number 2 surprisingly comes from the NBA, and that is Reggie Miller. I fucking hate Reggie Miller.
Yeah. You
Fuck
were of
him
that
and his
Knicks fan era where
ass.
you had to.
Choke
Yeah.
fucking shit. Fuck you, Reggie Miller.
Boy, the Knicks were his bitch. Holy shit.
Yeah, he was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
And the
My
fucking
number
Horse
2
logo
goes
now.
along with somebody Nick previously mentioned. I didn't go with the coach. I went with the quarterback. So my number 2 is Tom Brady.
Oh,
Fuck
Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady. All right.
Because fuck him. You're already beautiful. You don't have to be so fucking good and win all these championships and then go to Tampa and win without the coach. Fuck you, you fucking jerk off with your fucking Uggs.
And to borrow a phrase that Nick's been using quite a bit tonight, douche nozzle.
Douche
King to
nozzle.
douche nozzle, that
Big
guy.
time.
You know, he never took a snap in the NFL while out of playoff contention. That's an amazing stat.
Jesus. Yeah.
Exactly. It's unbelievable.
Well,
and he was dreamy.
mm.
And a douche nozzle.
Yeah.
Fucking
That guy just
stupid Hurts
fucking
spokesperson.
man.
He's gonna wind up killing someone. You know that, right? They all do.
He's not Ray Lewis. Relax.
Unless he could kill him with like a kale sandwich or something. That guy like
Right. He's gonna run him
Yeah.
over with a Tesla from
Squirrel.
Hertz.
yeah.
Or
Kill him with
a
a
squirrel.
Ceramic
Or a
Yeah.
squirrel.
squirrel.
All right. My number 2 is the only maybe I don't know if anybody else have an owner on this list, but I have
Jim
a
Dolan.
dual
How'd I
owner.
miss Jim Dolan?
James Dolan,
Oh my
owner of the New York Rangers and the New York Knicks. And to be honest, I don't really give a shit that he's a Rangers owner. I hate him because he's the New York Knicks owner, and he has ruined that team. I love basketball. I loved watching it. I love the Knicks. But man, that guy cannot do anything right. He continuously just shows how he doesn't give a shit about anybody, even so much as throwing out players, former players beloved by the whole fan base because his ego is so fucking big. Fuck that guy. I hope he sells. And I hope he fucking burns in hell. Next
Keep going, Nick.
Oh,
Keep going.
burn in hell. I like that.
Nick, keep
I
going.
do hate Dolan. Tom's in love. Tom's in love with this.
Fucking love
with
it,
Nick. Gosh, now I don't know how I kept Dolan off my list. I mean, holy shit, what a great pick. My number 2 is Brad Marchand. Somebody did mention his name already. I think we all know why. Brad Marchand, number 2.
Yes, he is a huge douche nozzle. Huge. Look, my number 1. I fucking hate this guy anywhere he fucking pitched. And he was a big Boston Red Sox guy in the early 2000s. My number 1 is Pedro Martinez.
Number 1.
Fucking
wow.
douche nozzle.
So
you were the fucking Yankees bitch. How's that? How's that, Pedro?
While developing my list and reviewing it with my staff, someone on my staff did say, "How is Pedro not number 1 from when he threw Zim down to the ground?"
Scumbag.
That alone.
The Yankees are my daddy.
Yeah. My number 1 should come as no shock to anyone. At least after I say it won't. Sean Avery. Fuck that fucking little rat troll.
I love that guy.
Asshole.
I love that guy.
Oh, okay. That guy's funny.
Did you
I'm holding my
you
stick
hate
in
him
front
the
of your face.
most
You can't see.
before he did the Macarena in front of Brodeur, or like
Hated him
was it
every time I
Okay.
saw him on the ice. Hated him.
That was great. Oh, goddamn.
Is there a rule now in the NHL for that?
Yeah.
Or no?
It was like
right?
made the day after that of that game.
They're like, what the fuck are you doing? All right.
Number 1.
My number 1 is actually a tie between 2 different sports, 2 different people, but in the same kind of, sport or both in combat
Look at how
sports.
smitten Tom is. Look at how smitten he is just waiting for Nick to announce his list.
so blinking his lashes at him?
It's a tie for me because it's almost like a passing a baton. So the first is Floyd Mayweather Jr., obviously a boxer. He's been a absolute douche the entire time of his career. And to the point where, he's undefeated for a long time. Boxers do this whole bullshit where they, just fight a bunch of bums and they get the 30 guys that are, 30-0, whatever. Then he started fighting real boxers and, winning fights, and he was just whatever. He got through his whole thing. And then he got to the point where he just said, you know what? I don't need to fight anybody that's good. I'll just keep talking shit and being basically the bad guy. And it fucking worked. And I fucking hated it. I've watched every one of his fights at that point. I don't know how long it's been, hoping somebody would knock his ass out. Nobody. And he just kept doing it and doing it and doing it to the point where even he fought Pac-Man when he was like Pacquiao in when he was supposed to happen like 5 years prior, and he fucking fights him like 5 years, whatever it was. I don't know. It's like 3-4 years after he's supposed to fight the guy in his prime. And, it becomes another one of those bullshit fights. Sits there in defense and does nothing, and a couple jabs, and eventually wins the fight. And it just is so infuriating to the point even I'm hoping a guy from MMA would come over and fight him and beat him, and it was obviously not going to happen. Nothing was going to happen. And then now he fights fucking randos like Jake Paul and, some other douchebags from Japan and just beats them up for a few rounds in an exhibition with some guys that he might actually lose. The other guy who he's passed the baton to is John Jones in MMA. You guys might have seen him a few times with fight. Probably don't watch. You guys don't watch.
I'm glad
MMA.
we said the 4 major sports, by the way.
Yeah. Fuck you guys. Whatever. I've watched combat sports my whole life. I watched Tyson when I was like 5.
Well, who didn't watch Tyson?
But I never stopped watching those things. So
Oh,
I've
okay.
been watching UFC since like UFC 1. Yeah, we had the black box, so it was like hooked me immediately.
Doesn't matter
Anyway,
what the color of the box was.
John Jones is the biggest douchebag in MMA. He's just he was a talented guy. He was like healing everybody. And then he started being like, talking shit and being the heel. And then he got, busted for steroids multiple times. He got so hammered one night and on fucking coke, drugs, whatever he was on, crashed a car into a pregnant woman, ran off, got arrested eventually, got off on the whole thing because he's the golden boy there in the UFC, and they got him off on all the charges.
Do you have a
And he
date for
fucked
when
the
that happened?
Steve
Because that
Stomach
sounds like a
story?
Steve Stomach story. Exactly.
Yeah, you can find it. Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
you can
thinking
find
along
it.
the same lines.
You can find it. It's not hard to find.
Yikes.
And it continuously gets worse and worse every time he's out there. Even the time when we had like a guy that was about to, basically his rival fought him the second time and he ends up losing, gets knocked out in the fight, only to find out he gets busted again for steroids. And you're like, you gotta be shitting me. And it was like every single time. And then even after that, multiple fights where he looked like he lost the fight to a decision, he ends up winning by like, the judges giving some bullshit thing. It just feels like the same thing. They just keep giving him wins and he keeps getting by and getting lucky to the point where he finally moves up after 3 years of inactivity, moves up to the heavyweight division and then decides to fight guys that are basically out of their, prime, knocks the guy out, becomes a champ, and now the guy that was basically champ in the UFC. You guys don't pay attention to this. He left the organization because they wouldn't pay him any fucking money. So he's easily the best UFC fighter or heavyweight that would be able to fight him and probably beat him. But of course, John Jones talked shit on Twitter with him for years and years, knowing he would never fight the guy because the UFC wasn't going to pay him when his contract ended. And as soon as that happens, now he talks more shit. And that fight will never happen because they're on different places and different organizations, and it's so infuriating. And he's only going to fight guys that he chooses that he can beat. His next fight is against a guy that's basically 42 or whatever. Stipe Miocic,
Okay, that's
former
not that
heavyweight
old.
champion.
That's not that old.
Yeah, but he moves like molasses compared to a guy that's
Okay,
in his
that's not
prime
too bad
and on
either.
steroids. Yeah. Anyway, giant piece of shit.
Wow.
And I feel like those two guys are just like the same person, boxing and MMA. So that's my
douche
number one.
nozzles.
That's like the opposite of an honorable mention to have two number ones. But okay, so my number one, I don't know how this wasn't on any of your lists. Obviously, the biggest piece of shit in sports history, a Pittsburgh guy,
Sidney Crosby.
Roberto Clemente.
What?
Was a piece of shit.
What?
I'm kidding.
Holy
A little joke
shit.
there. After, that was a little joke. No, actually, one of you already did have my number one, which is Bill Belichick.
So I don't want to rain on anyone's parade, but it did say players.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
But
So
Nick went off the script with the
an owner,
it's all
a
Nick's fault.
coach,
Nick went off the script.
a fucking
The
boxer.
It's all right.
Still a great list,
No.
Nick, for you. But
Oh man.
but it didn't abide by the rules.
Thanks,
We
buddy.
both were
Excuse- Nick is
You're awarded no
absolved
points.
from all wrongdoing.
Okay,
Hatred Nick can do anything he fucking wants. You
enough.
understand?
fair enough.
If he wants to fucking come up with fictional characters for these lists, no problem. I'm here for it.
There you go.
You know what I'm here for?
The fictional characters.
Do everything he wants.
You know what I'm here for?
What are you here for?
Trivia with Bill.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Don't fucking lie.
Now this is the wrong Bill.
All right.
Oh, he's stuck here for it. He actually is.
How much of the book do we have left?
It's gonna get us through this season.
Oh, damn
It'll
it.
get us through the season.
Yeah, we didn't get into like the 40s or 50s, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we can recover from last week's
No.
who's the smallest fucking midget who played in the NHL.
No, this one's much more challenging.
Wayne Gretzky.
No.
Okay.
Which NHL team was named after a Disney movie?
Jesus fucking Christ.
The New Jersey Devils.
They are a Mickey Mouse organization.
Mickey Mouse organization. That's a good guess, but no.
The Kings.
Geographically close, but incorrect.
Ooh.
The Mighty Schmucks.
That was a working title, I believe, for one of the Disney, but it never.
There is a lot of stars and in the Disney organization. I'm gonna say the Dallas Stars.
No, that was not the Stars. Nope.
Or Winnie the Pooh was a bear. How about the Bruins?
Oh, good guess. Good time with Winnie, but that is not correct.
How about the Florida Panthers? Because they thought they were the Lion Kings. I don't know.
That would be such a faux pas if they actually meant to name themselves after a Disney team, the Disney movie, and they fucked it up. No, that's not them.
The Detroit Lions.
No, it's not an NHL team. Also not named after multiple fronts. Not an NHL team, and not a team that was named after the
San Antonio Iguanas.
Not an NHL team.
Oh, damn.
That is incorrect.
The Seattle Kraken.
I don't remember a Disney movie called The Kraken, but no.
No, that was part of the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Exactly.
San Diego Whales Vaginas.
That
a good one.
I would love it if Disney went that route with with their production in the movies. That would be called something like that. But no.
How about a local team? How about the Blue Jackets?
So local, so my family, can see me playing it. No, not the Blue Jackets.
Is it the Chicago? Look, there's a penis in the castle.
You stink.
What?
You suck.
You stink on ice.
Yeah.
Okay, terrific.
So the Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
Oh, yes, it is. Very good.
Oh, see, I was right.
Very good, Steve. Steve's a winner.
Oh, man.
I was right.
Allegedly.
And now it's time for Impressions with Nick.
Fucking great. Ladies and gentlemen, the Friends of Bravo podcast. You're ready for the fastest 2 minutes of this Type 45 show. It's the 20 questions power play. The rules are simple. The group has 2 minutes to guess a famous player, coach, front office, or any famous person associated with one of the 4 Friends and Rivals favorite teams. The group can ask up to 20 questions in rapid fire. Answers will only come in the form of yes or no. The group will have to make a final guess once they've hit 20 questions or the power play has expired. If the group is successful, they win for the week and avoid shame for unable to win at a children's game. And away we go. I will give you a hint.
Whoa. Are we in for it? We need a hint?
I don't know. You guys probably don't need a hint, but I think it'd be more fun that way.
Okay. Fire away with the hint.
In NHL history, this is as of yesterday, so September 24th, this person was named captain of one of our teams. Not telling which year though.
Oh, I know. All right. Start the clock. Is this player associated with the New Jersey Devils?
Yes.
This player wear number 4? Was this player the captain of all 3 Stanley Cup Championship New Jersey Devils teams? Was this player awarded to the Devils as compensation from the St. Louis Blues because they signed Brendan Shanahan? Did this player once play for the Washington Capitals?
I think Steve knows it.
Did this player knock Eric Lindros into oblivion?
Well, fuck Eric Lindros.
All right, I have a new person. New number 1 I hate. It's Steve. Steve.
Yeah. We all do too, Nick.
Not Steven Wojciech, but Scott Stevens.
Yes.
Jeez. Scored right off the face-off.
You like that?
Yeah, really. I shouldn't even give you any hint. Whatever. Fuck you.
No, you shouldn't.
I don't know how you fucking knew that day. How did you
I-
know that?
There's a Devil's Twitter account. There's a Twix account that's this day in Devil's history, and it popped up yesterday.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
Because you only paid attention to that shit. I shouldn't have
Wow.
done it, Devil.
Yeah.
God damn it.
All right, let's
right.
go this
I don't
day
even have
Steve's stomach.
Oh, that feels better.
Brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar.
Right here, we're saving calories. Round here, we all look so lean. Round here, we enjoy Coke Zero, but sacrifice flavor, no. Round here, Coke Zero's the way to go.
Going in the Wayback Machine for this one.
Yeah, this one's going to bring us to the year of our Lord 2022. Please go to October the 7th,
That's,
10/7/22.
This
It's
was
not even a
last
year
year
ago.
for you and me.
This was. What's that, Nick?
It's not even a year ago.
Not even a year ago.
October 7th was a Friday.
Ooh.
I
Bagel
had
Friday.
Captain Crunch cereal for breakfast.
Which kind?
Just the original.
It's like a psychopath.
Without the milk- without the milk.
Leftover Mexican braid that I made the night before for lunch with a Coke Zero and some Cheez-Its.
Mexican braid?
Yeah, it's you take crescent rolls, you lay them flat, you pinch the seams shut, so it's like one sheet of crescent roll, and then you lay down pre-cooked ground beef, peppers and onions,
Ooh.
That shredded Mexican blend cheese, and then you cut
Roll up.
little slivers and you like braid it over. I've made this for you. I
Mm.
know I have.
Mm.
It's delicious,
Sounds good.
spectacular. I'll make it for you next time you're in town. Then, yeah, and then you just slice it. It's amazing. And then dinner was a little pregame tailgate for a Rutgers football game. We enjoyed Tasty's a roast beef and cheese from Tasty and a Coke Zero 20 ounce, and then went to the Rutgers football game against Wisconsin.
Rutgers win?
oh god.
No?
Why did you pick something that wasn't even a year ago, Friday, October 7th, in the year 2020?
Well, Rutgers got blown out.
Well, right, yeah. That was the day that Rutgers got blown out by Wisconsin. You don't remember that? But it was also the day that a Colorado woman, 22, is arrested for tying up her Tinder date, slashing him with a knife, throttling him, and then ordering DoorDash. I'm not quite sure what throttling is either. A 22-year-old woman had been arrested in Colorado after allegedly giving her Tinder date oral sex, then tying him up. Oh, I like this shit. Allegedly. How did you know? And then tying him up with duct tape, stabbing him, and throttling him. Lauren Marie Dooley, 3 names, 22, was arrested on September 28th after officers responded to an apartment in a 2500 block of East blah, blah, blah Street in Colorado Springs. The victim has not been named to protect the innocent. It doesn't say that. I've added that. Dooley and the victim met at her apartment and hung out on her couch for a while before she took off his clothes and performed oral sex on him. And now listen, this is a rockstar Tinder date so far. Shortly after, the hookup turned sinister, it is alleged. There's a lot of pictures in this. I'll show you the pictures after. Don't worry.
Please.
There's pictures?
Yes, there is pictures. She then used duct
Of the
tape
blowjob?
to not of that. Duct tape to bind the victim's the victim's wrists together and ankles together. The victim found it odd, but consented to it. Again, things are going well on this Tinder date so far. However, when Lauren produced a kitchen knife and demanded he get into her bedroom, the victim no longer consented to staying at the residence. The woman accused in this matter then begun to use the knife to cut his left shoulder. Lauren then used both her hands to apply direct pressure to the victim's throat for approximately 20 seconds, making it difficult for him to breathe. Lauren stopped, but only to procure a belt that she had placed around the victim's neck. Well, the hands aren't doing it. Gotta use a fucking belt. Good God.
Mountain high.
She tightened the belt for another 20 seconds, once making it difficult to breathe. She took it off. She checked the victim's neck for a pulse. My goodness. The man bleeding from his injuries was then forced into the bath by the accused. Good God.
Wow.
This is
Throttling, as defined by the Oxford Dictionary, is attacking or killing someone by choking or strangling them.
An official arrest warrant from the Colorado Springs Police Department shows that around 5:45 p.m. police received a call in which the unknown voices could be heard in the background. At one point, operators on the line heard the man, an unidentified 21-year-old, say, "Because you cut me and you're going to kill me." The two can be heard arguing as dispatch sends police and ambulances to the scene. Officers located the victim, who was naked and appeared to be bleeding from a laceration to his left arm. The victim was also actively backing away from the suspect, Dooley, who appeared to have blood smeared on her arms and hands. Dooley had been charged with kidnapping, assault, menacing, and false imprisonment. She faces up to 25 years in prison if found guilty.
Time's a creep. Time is a weirdo. Where does he come up with the shit? It's so disgusting.
What?
Cool.
Well, did he come?
Or what? Jesus Christ. Some things you don't talk about in public.
I want to know what she ordered from DoorDash.
Colorado, I bet you it was Quiznos. They have a lot of Quiznos out there.
Avocado toast.
Lauren ordered some. Lauren began said bleeding, beginning the beta, blah blah blah. Lauren then ordered some food from DoorDash. When the delivery person arrived, Lauren told him, "If you scream or say anything, I'll kill you."
Oh my God.
My God.
I'm sorry. What was her name again?
It was Lauren Marie.
Yeah, that checks out.
Beebe.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what happened.
Holy
1
cow.
year.
You know, sometimes
Over 1 year ago.
we're all happily married. Let's just throw that out there. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I don't want there to be any misconception. We are all happily married. But sometimes I wonder what life would have been like to be a single person and have these apps like Tinder. And now I'm not really wondering that much anymore because it seems scary.
You're good now?
It seems kind of scary.
You've been scared straight? You're good?
Yeah.
Actually, Tina sent me that to make sure you were scared straight. So,
All right.
mission
So
accomplished,
you're
Tina.
this guy, right? How psyched are you for the first 20 minutes?
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, get the duct tape. Absolutely. Fucking very excited.
And then this shit turns on a dime.
I just want to take some pictures.
I wonder who screwed up this girl so bad that's the route she went.
Not just daddy issues at this point. This is
Oh
like
no, that's
beyond
an
fucking
ex-boyfriend. did something wrong to her, and now she's going to take it out on the rest of mankind.
Oh, that poor fuck. I just want to get laid. That's the guy. That's the guy's affidavit. I just want to get laid. That's what he said.
He wasn't even supposed to be there today.
No.
That sucks, man.
Did anybody know that they played 2 games in Australia?
I
Penguins?
remember seeing that, and I was like, oh wait, did
It was
they
over the
market
weekend,
this?
and the games were midnight. I mean, look, they're trying to grow the game. That game was not for us, and it was
No.
preseason game between the fucking Kings and the Coyotes. Who gives a shit? That game was for Australia.
Yeah.
Did you see the goal though?
The
From
goal was
Cooley?
Oh
sick.
yeah, what was that guy's
Holy
name?
shit.
Logan
Logan
Cooley.
Cooley.
Logan Cooley. Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, that's the only thing that matters from that game.
Too bad he plays for Arizona. Or
Hey.
Future
Soon to be
future
Atlanta?
Ranger in 15 years, Logan Cooley.
Oh jeez.
no, we got way too many of them coming to the Rangers between Steven Stamkos and fucking
Yeah,
Trevor
I
Zegras.
can't wait till Kyle Connor shows up at your door.
Oh,
That's the one I really am
I can't
fucking
wait.
hoping for.
that'd be the best
He's
ever.
he's very happy in Winnipeg.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, he made 2 people's lists today.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
job, Corey.
Asshole.
He was
Douche
obviously making
nozzle.
your list.
Well, he was an honorable mention. Very honorable.
It's 2 weeks in a
Ugh.
row that Nick wins the list game. Feel like he won
Good.
last week too. He had a
I'm
very,
gonna
very,
win. What's
very
it?
good
I don't even
list.
know what our list is next week. I'm gonna win.
Oh,
I'm gonna be good.
what do we have next? Steve, you have the list for next week.
The list for next week will be comprised of players who played at least one game with your team that weren't drafted by your team that you wish you could have had for the entirety of their career.
So on your team for one day.
At least one game, yes.
At least one game. But you
And
wish
we
you had
are
him for
excluding Wayne Gretzky and Jaromir Jagr from this list, as they would have been givens for Tom, me, and Bill.
I still got a plethora to fucking choose from.
Yeah, well, you do more so than anybody else.
I certainly do.
So, are we clear with the rules, Nick?
Just they have to play at least one game, but you wish you had him for the whole career.
Correct.
Yeah.
And not originally drafted by your team.
Oh, not really drafted. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Is
if
it
you
just
said like
hockey players?
Alexa Yashin,
Yes, just hockey players,
Oh,
no
okay.
coaches, no general managers, no owners, no referees, no boxers, no MMA fighters,
Badminton? Can we do badminton?
excuse me,
hockey
Nick
players.
is absolved from all of this.
I'm
Nick.
just
Get off his
clarifying.
case. Get
No.
off his case.
I'm clarifying for next
Knock
week.
it
I'm
off.
not saying anything wrong about.
Well,
about
you can
his list.
clarify it in text messages starting tomorrow. Leave
I'm
Nick
just
alone.
clarifying.
Leave Nick
for
alone tonight.
everyone.
We're good. Leave
Okay.
Nick alone tonight.
You got it. It's your podcast.
Angry Nick. Love Angry Nick. All right, that's gonna do it. Don't forget to follow us on the on the Twix at friends_rivals. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We will read them on the air. Nobody's done that. I'm gonna stop reading that. Turn on notifications to our podcast so I never miss an episode. Billy, thanks somebody.
So something that happened, I got to tell the listeners, was after last week's show, where somebody got stabbed with a squirrel in the Steve Stomach segment. Tom did, through Amazon, send me a ceramic squirrel. I'm showing it on the camera, not that any of our listeners see it, but Tom did send that to me. So right now, I'm kind of scared about what I might get this week. That's all I'm saying.
Just sing
There
it.
you go.
Oh, my friends and rivals. Flyers fuck, flyers fuck, flyers fuck off.